Hello, I'm Pratima Nandakumar and welcome to today's special DH Newsroom. After months of speculation, Siddaramaiah, Karnataka's Chief Minister, has resigned. The past few days saw hectic parleying in New Delhi, with Rahul Gandhi finally easing out Siddaramaiah. With this, many questions appear. Will Siddaramaiah accept a Rajya Sabha berth or choose to remain in state politics? What could be the form and structure of the new cabinet? Will there be a change of leadership in state unit of the Congress? We have of course been tracking this story, and today I have with me Mr. K V Subramanya, Executive Editor of Deccan Herald, and Bharat Joshi, the Political Bureau Chief. Sir, are you surprised by the sudden exit of Siddaramaiah?
Okay, I don't see this as a sudden exit. We should go back to what happened in the Congress in 2023 when the party won with a comfortable margin, but still it was not able to decide who it's going to be the party's chief minister in Karnataka. It took more than a week for the central leadership to decide who the chief minister will be. So the Congress High Command, as we all know, purportedly came out with a power sharing agreement between the two leaders, where Siddaramaiah will be the chief minister for 2.5 years and the remaining part, D K Shivakumar, will head the government. However, after 2.5 years, the power transfer did not happen for various reasons, and this apparently miffed D K Shivakumar, who made multiple visits to the party's headquarters and the senior leaders. And this was a bit embarrassing for the party's central leaders, and also became the talk of the street, the power struggle in the Congress. And secondly, if you look at the change of chief ministers Karnataka has seen, particularly when the Congress has been in power, the chief ministers have been changed either due to dissidents in the party or the incumbent chief minister not enjoying the majority of the sitting MLAs or facing corruption charges or law and order issues. It may be during the tenure of Devaraj when the MLAs shifted their loyalty from Devaraj camp to that of Indira Gandhi, and then in the 90s when Virendra Patil fell ill, there were a lot of communal riots across the states which forced the government, the party's central leadership, to replace him with Bangarappa. And similarly, Bangarappa was replaced because he lost the trust of the party legislators and also the Kaveri violence. When you look at the current scenario, Siddaramaiah neither faced any charges of corruption, there was no dissidence against him, he enjoyed the majority of the MLAs, and most importantly, the law and order front was absolutely peaceful compared to what it was in the past. So the moot question is, what made the Congress leadership to tell Siddaramaiah very curtly that he has to step down? So, according to me, the very reason for the High Command asking Siddaramaiah to step down is that purported power sharing agreement, and also they had to honor this power sharing agreement to ensure that D K Shivakumar, who has been a loyal party worker for more than 4 decades and has stood like a rock, like we call him in Kannada as Kanakapurada Bande, has to be rewarded for the work he has done in the last 40 years for the party. And that is where the party High Command decided to ask Siddaramaiah to resign, paving way for D K Shivakumar to succeed him.
And today has been a very interesting day where the events have unfolded, and we could see clearly how much Siddaramaiah is revered by his own party members, especially his cabinet colleagues. And we saw D K Shivakumar also walking to the official residence of the chief minister, and it was an emotionally charged atmosphere there. where it was quite I think even the DCM felt overwhelmed, and the gesture of him bending down and taking Siddaramaiah's blessing, it is something very unusual, I thought, especially since we have been covering and it's been panned out like they have been arch rivals.
So it is important for Shivakumar, who will be the next chief minister, to maintain a cordial working relationship with Siddaramaiah. Whatever said and done, Siddaramaiah is a force to reckon with. We also know that at the breakfast meeting this morning, Shivakumar, in front of the entire cabinet, sought Siddaramaiah's blessings and guidance as he is going to head the next government. So clearly, the suddenness of Siddaramaiah's exit has left a bitter aftertaste among his supporters, and the challenge with Shivakumar is to take everybody along, especially Siddaramaiah and his loyalists, both in the cabinet and in the legislature party too. There are many MLAs who count on Siddaramaiah, who credit Siddaramaiah for their own victory. So I think that's why this gesture by Shivakumar becomes important.
Bharat, I would like to know from you, even before Siddaramaiah joined Congress and when he was with the Janata Dal, what we call the Ahinda vote bank, that is the backward classes, Dalits and the minorities, have always stood by the Congress strongly. It's not that the Ahinda vote bank moved to the Congress with the entry of Siddaramaiah from Janata Dal to Congress. It has always been loyal to the Congress, one. Secondly, with a leader like Siddaramaiah who is nearing 80, for how long can Congress depend on one person like Siddaramaiah to ensure that the OBC, Dalit, minority votes remain loyal to them? And secondly, before the Janata Dal secular aligned with the BJP, a section of the Dalits and minorities were backing Janata Dal. With its association with the BJP, that section has completely moved away from JDS, leading to a complete consolidation of the Ahinda votes in favor of the Congress, whether with Siddaramaiah or without Siddaramaiah. So will Siddaramaiah factor really matter in the days to come?
This also can explain why the Congress chose to ease out Siddaramaiah and bring in new leadership. Because let's face it, Siddaramaiah is playing his last political innings. We know that he will not contest the 2028 election. So the Congress was looking at this tall mass leader who will not be around for the next election. What are the chances that he will be in a position to bring in votes like he did in the past? Because he himself will not be in the fray. So that will also have a ripple effect. A lot of the MLAs who used to depend on him will have to look for something else to brighten their electoral prospects. So that's another reason why they are probably looking beyond Siddaramaiah now. They are trying to build new leadership, broad-basing the leadership, and again I'll come back to what I said previously. That is why it's important to continue with the same political coalition that Siddaramaiah solidified. Ahinda was always there, like you said, sir, but Siddaramaiah, I think, gave it some shape and helped give it more concrete shape towards in favor of Congress. So I think this is a good opportunity for the Congress to look beyond Siddaramaiah.
Okay. No, just as someone who covers Congress closely, I would like to know from you, will Congress now look at bringing a strong backward classes or a Dalit leader like Satish Jarkioli as the Congress president in Karnataka, replacing D K Shivakumar? Like Siddaramaiah, Satish Jarkioli has also been quite vocal in his criticism of the communal politics and also the a strong champion of social justice.
He's the next in line if you're talking about the Ahinda leadership within the Congress. And I think, like when you're talking of the broad basing also, this time I think the Congress, like the BJP, has realized that you cannot rely on one leader, for all the votes. So I think they're going to, this is an opportunity for the party to actually nurture leadership in all the communities. So something which BJP has been trying to do, with their social engineering and also picking leaders from very smaller communities and consolidating it as a bigger force. So I think Congress is on the right track. Like if you're talking about nurturing leadership and not relying on one single person.
Right.
I think that would be a way forward. And like Bharat said, the KPCC's post or the appointment of a KPCC chief would also depend on who is going to be picked for, if there is a provision for a deputy chief minister or working presidents within the Congress party, where every community is going to be represented and they're going to like today they actually showed up as one unit after a very long time of this after this tug of war, like everyday headlines. I think this is going to be very interesting and also very challenging for the next chief minister to pick the right guys for the job. Yeah.
D K Shivakumar, when he was made the deputy chief minister, he was strongly opposed that there should be only one deputy chief minister and not too many. Now, as the chief minister, will he accommodate more deputies? Because what we are hearing is that we will have a deputy CM from the Lingayat community, one from the scheduled caste, one from the scheduled tribes, and one from the minority communities. And already some names are even doing the rounds.
There is a good chance that the new cabinet will have at least one or two deputy chief ministers, and that's something Shivakumar may not be able to resist, because he will have to give in to these demands. Appointment of multiple DCMs is one way that the party can ensure adequate representation for various communities in the new government. And like you said, various combinations are being discussed. And the formation of the next cabinet is linked to the appointment of the new party president. So if what we are hearing is that if the next KPCC president will be a Lingayat, then one of the DCMs will be from the Ahinda, specifically SC or ST. Likewise, if the KPCC president's post goes to the Ahinda or SC, someone from the SC, ST communities, then one of the DCMs will then be a Lingayat. We're also looking at a possible Muslim DCM. So various combinations are being worked out. But yeah, I don't think at this stage Shivakumar can tell the party that he wouldn't want to have any deputies.
Okay. So one more thing what I have on my mind is that particularly in the last 30 years, when a strong leader who was a chief minister was replaced by some other person, the new governments have faced some kind of problems. To give you a couple of instances, in 1996, when Deve Gowda became the chief minister and J.H. Patel succeeded him as the chief minister, it was almost a daily struggle for J.H. Patel to run the administration, because what we heard during those days was his predecessor and his supporters were meddling with everyday affairs of the government, making it very difficult for the chief minister to run the routine administration. And similarly, during the BJP regime, when Mr. Sadanand Gowda and Jagdish Shettar and very recently Bommai was the chief minister, we heard that the previous chief minister, Mr. Yediyurappa, and his loyalists made life very miserable for the incumbent chief ministers. Will Siddaramaiah emerge as a parallel power center once D K Shivakumar takes over as the chief minister? And how smooth will be the sailing for D K Shivakumar for the next 2 years is something I am interested in knowing. If one of you can tell me how it would fan out in the coming days.
I think that's exactly the reason why the High Command wants Siddaramaiah out of Karnataka. Even as even as they want him to be in state politics for electoral reasons, they also want this government to succeed and also drop the anti-incumbency which has been building. So by 2028, the ideal situation would be Siddaramaiah having a national assignment where he is going to drive the OBC push or the agenda of the Congress at the national level, and he is going to be a star campaigner in Karnataka, so that he is not interfering in the day-to-day activity or the functioning of this government or the new government that will be in place. And also the structure and form of the new cabinet will also have a lot to do with balancing this. So there will be some old faces or the people close to Siddaramaiah will be part of the cabinet, as well as new faces, so that this cabinet is going to actually balance out not just the regional representation, the caste equation or the balance, but also the leaders from different, if you can say, groups, or the leaders which have who all can make peace with the leadership, like the new leadership. So it's going to be very interesting to see what would be the composition of this new cabinet.
Correct.
And it will not be a kitchen cabinet for sure this time. Yeah.
Siddaramaiah, if he wants to create trouble for the new government, he can do that even from Delhi, even if he's shifted to national politics. So I don't know if that is one way of making sure he doesn't create trouble. He can do that wherever he is. But I think the new government will have a problem, at least with the social and educational survey, which Siddaramaiah, a day before his resignation, yesterday, out of the blue, received the report. Now we fear that he will use that to put the new government in a spot, because it's a very contentious report going by the numbers that we have accessed, or the findings of the caste survey, as it's colloquially called. So we'll have to just wait and see how this new government.
I agree with what Bharat says. When the previous Kantraj committee report was submitted to the government, when the numbers from this report were unofficially made public, and the report said that the population of the Lingayats and the Vakkaligas have drastically come down. The leaders from two communities represented to the government opposing this. There were some signature campaigns, if I am correct. And D K Shivakumar, as the deputy chief minister, was also among those Congress leaders who has opposed this, along with the late Shamnur Shivshankarappa, the Veerashaiva Mahasabha president. Now, as the chief minister, will it be possible for Shivakumar to implement a report which is almost similar to what the earlier report was? And will it not anger the people from his own Okkaliga community, which has stood by him all these years?
That will be, like I was saying, that will be a challenge for the new government. One of the many challenges that may come up. Precisely because of what Siddaramaiah chose to do. I called it his parting shot.
Yes.
Because he received the report a day before he resigned. So now the report is with the government, and the new chief minister will have to take a call on it. And anything he does will have will have consequences.
I think the problems which Siddaramaiah faced, in pushing this report forward or taking it forward, the same factors remain because it's the same cabinet and
Correct.
the same kind of pressure that even D K Shivakumar would face.
Yeah.
So it has to come as a policy or as a push from the national leadership within the party.
Correct.
And they also have a escape route in the sense when the final census comes out, if these numbers actually tally with the national census, it's not as if the Karnataka government or the Congress pushed forward their agenda. So I think things will automatically fall in place if Shivakumar is lucky that way. Yeah.
Yes.
We can actually speculate a lot about what's going to pan out or unfold in the following days or weeks till the cabinet, new cabinet is in place. So, and today both the chief minister and the deputy chief minister,
The outgoing chief minister.
the outgoing chief minister and the
Incoming
chief minister are both in Delhi, trying to iron out the differences or negotiating or giving a form to the new government. So we'll have a lot to cover and lot to discuss and lot to speculate in the coming days.